this is Becca from Becca's Music Room. I'm a music teacher who talks about teacher tips, teacher life, teacherpreneurs, and all things that might hopefully make your life just a little bit easier. Today I am here to talk about one of my favorite books to use in the classroom, and that is There Was an Old Mermaid Who Swallowed a Shark. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share so other people can find it as well. Alright, so if you saw my video about things that my goals for this year or things I'm changing in my classroom, one of the things that I have been mentioning is that I wanted to incorporate more books. I've run into this problem where since I started teaching 3 years ago, I was like, I really want to incorporate lots of books. But I didn't know how to do that in a meaningful way. And so this past few months I've been purchasing books and coming up with different ideas for how to use them in the classroom, because again, I've seen a lot of people on the internet who are like, I love using this book in my classroom, and I'm like, for what? Like, what do you do with it? What activities do you do? How do you introduce it? And so I'm trying to help demystify that for you. And in the next few months, I will be having lots of book-based lessons coming out because I'm focusing on it and it's something I couldn't figure out. So it's something that I want to show you. Recently, I posted my Chicka Chicka Boom Boom lesson, which was a huge hit with my first graders. This lesson I used with my third grade. You could totally use it with first or second as well. I used it as a review and talking specifically about how to figure out the rhythms of different words. So talking about the syllables and that kind of stuff, because we were doing harder activities that I wanted them to be successful in. So we started with this very, very simple one. So this one is very, very easy. Again, it's called There Was an Old Mermaid Who Swallowed a Shark. I love all of the books in this collection. I have quite a few of them. So the kids are very familiar with them. So even though they're in third grade, they're like, and really excited about it. I always present books to my students in a really exciting way, so I'm not just like, oh, we're gonna read a book. I'm like, today we're gonna read a book and we're gonna do this music activity. It's gonna be so much fun. This is one of my favorites. It's so awesome. Do you think you're ready for it? And they're like, yeah, we're ready. And I'm like, oh, great. This is gonna be so much fun. And so I have found that in teaching, a lot of what happens is just how you present it. So if you present it like, we're gonna read a book today, then kids are not gonna be interested. I had a whole conversation about this lately with a fellow music teacher talking about a program we do in our district called Musical Explorers, where we learn about different styles. And she had asked what styles my kids had liked, and I was like, my kids love all of them. And she was like, really? Because we got some feedback that the kids weren't really connecting to opera, or we did like German lieder and they weren't really into it. And I was like, no, my kids loved it, because I presented it in a really great way, and so they wanted to learn about it and they were excited because I was excited. Also because opera and German lieder are like my jam, so I was like, yeah, we're gonna learn about opera. And my kids love opera now, and we still do opera songs all throughout. But anyway, not related to this book. So I'm gonna read a little bit of it and show you what we're gonna do. Basically what I tell them is every time the old mermaid eat something, we're going to figure out if it is a quarter note word or an eighth note word. And so we talk beforehand, you know, how many syllables does a quarter note have? How many syllables do eighth notes have? Okay, so if the word has one syllable, it's going to be a quarter note word. If it has two syllables, it's going to be eighth note word. And all of them were that except for jellyfish. And so I shortened jellyfish just to jelly so that it would work. I didn't want to have a separate rhythm just for that one. And yeah, now full disclosure, the first one is shark, and I totally lost my shark one like yesterday when I needed it the last time I was teaching it. So I'm not sure where my shark one was, and I wasn't gonna redo one, so I won't have a shark to show you, but that's okay. All of my students are sitting in front and I am reading to them, and so how I actually present the lesson is like this. So I'll say, all right, there was an old mermaid who swallowed a shark. I don't know why she swallowed a shark, but it left no mark. Now, if you are teaching it with younger kids, you can totally add in actions, which is my favorite thing to do with books. And so for this, I would use swallowed a shark. I don't know why she swallowed a shark, but it left no mark. And then I would say, all right, show me on your fingers, shark have one syllable or two. And they either show me one or two. And then I'm like, great, one. Can someone take my shark card and put it under the quarter note on the board. So I have these like taped to the board, and they go and they stick a magnet with it and they put it up on top. And then it says, that great white shark left no mark. How can it be? At 15 feet long and 5,000 pounds, beats me. There was an old mermaid who swallowed a squid. That's what she did. She swallowed a squid. She swallowed a squid to float with the shark. I don't know why she swallowed the shark, but it left no mark. All right, show me on your fingers, how many syllables does squid have? 1 or 2? And then I say, great, it has 1. Could someone come up and put, and then I'll call on someone to come up and put this under the quarter note. Did the squid swim really fast? It propelled itself like a mighty jet blast. There was an old mermaid who swallowed a fish, a tropical fish. That was her wish. She swallowed the fish to dance with the squid. She swallowed the squid to float with the shark. She swallowed this, to float with the shark. I don't know why she swallowed the shark, but it left no mark. All right, show me on your fingers, how many syllables does fish have? Great. Johnny, can you take this and put it under the quarter note for me? And so I'm not gonna read the whole thing because that would take a long time. But basically that's how it goes. I do the hand signs with little kids. I didn't really do it with 3rd grade because they didn't need it. But like, you know, 1st graders just can't sit still. So being able to do this or this just gives them something to do so they're not just like poking each other and all the things. Yeah, so then it goes on to an eel. And then we have, so eel was bright, so I would do eel, and then a crab, and then she swallows a sea star, and then she does, I know, y'all are like, this lady is crazy. That's good. And then a clam is the last one. And then at the end, my favorite part, it says, there was an old mermaid who loved to spend her whole day playing pretend that everything under the water was her friend. So the old mermaid is not actually a mermaid, she's a person, and she's at the aquarium. And then at the end, there's some extra features, and so it goes through each of the different animals it mentioned and gives like some little facts about them. I did not read this because it wasn't music related, but if you have an extra minute, it could be interesting. And then there's this really cute like little search and find, so you look through the book for all these extra things that were not mentioned. We didn't do that either because again, you know, it just wasn't related to what we were doing. We did figure out how many syllables each of these had, and some of them were like 3 or 4, so that was good reinforcement. So basically that's how I read the book. And then I have a couple of extra cards because most of them ended up being 1 syllable quarter note words. So I have some extra cards that we went through so that we could sort a few more. It was really fun, just really simple and easy and quick. I paired this with 2 ocean themed songs. So I did Charlie of the Ocean and Seashell. Charlie of the Ocean goes, Charlie over the ocean, and they echo, Charlie over the ocean, Charlie over the sea, Charlie over the sea, Charlie caught a blackbird, Charlie caught a blackbird, can't catch me, can't catch me. And then what we did is I had kids volunteer to be the leader, and they got to pick one of the cards that we had used to be the thing. So instead of saying Charlie caught a blackbird, they'd say Charlie caught a fish, or Charlie caught a squid. Whatever they chose could be what they were gonna do. And then we played the Charlie of the Ocean game, which is basically Duck Duck Goose, but with the song. So the person who is leading gets to sing the song. Really super fun. 3rd grade loved it. We also did a song called Seashell, which goes, Seashell, seashell, sing a song to me. Sing about the ocean, sing about the sea. And that was a good reminder of half note because we learned that in 2nd grade. And so we got to play the half note, look at the half note. We did it on the drums where they had to roll the half note, and it was just a lot of fun. In my TPT shop, this little pack is available. It also includes all of the words in the back that I did not include. And then there's also some other little activities to go along with it. So there is a coloring activity where students color the rhythms. They color the picture based on the rhythm. So like quarter note is this color, eighth notes are this color, different things like that. And then there are where they have to sort the words into different boxes based on the syllables, and it's the words from this activity. So really great. You could start this lesson and then have a sub continue it the next week with the written part of it, which would be a wonderful thing for them to do, because then it's still musical, but it's very easy. Yeah, so this is how I have used the book. There was an Old Mermaid Who Swallowed a Shark. I got this from the Scholastic Book Fair. On the back it says $5, like y'all, it was super cheap. So keep an eye out for it. If you see it, check it out. My students really enjoyed it. If you have any requests for books that maybe you have but you don't know how to use, or like themes, like maybe you want Hispanic books or Christmas books or summer books or whatever, if you just have any book questions, leave them down below, because this is what I am challenging myself in this year to incorporate. So I'm trying my very best to do some more. I will have a few more coming up. Actually, I just ordered from Amazon that should be coming today. So if the doorbell rings, the dogs start barking, you'll know that's what it is. I got 2 new books that I'm really excited to use in my classroom for Hispanic Heritage Month. And yeah, any questions, leave them down below. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and have a wonderful, wonderful week.